Strange ancient mummies, haunted tombs, cursed artifacts, and blood-curdling rituals, these are shocking discoveries that could change everything we know. In the misty mountains of Sagada, Philippines, you'll find one of the world's most eerie and mysterious burial practices, hanging coffins. These coffins, suspended high on the cliffs of the Cordillera Mountains, have fascinated both archaeologists and adventurers for centuries. The locals believe that this tradition links the deceased to the spirit world, giving them a direct path to the afterlife. But why hang coffins high on a cliffside instead of burying them in the ground? These eerie cliffside tombs are not just a testament to the ancient people's beliefs but also to their craftsmanship. The coffins, some weighing hundreds of pounds, are carefully placed in naturally occurring niches along the cliff faces. The process involves ropes, pulleys, and a deep knowledge of the terrain, skills that have been passed down through generations. The fact that they've remained intact and unspoiled for centuries, despite weathering countless storms and even earthquakes, speaks volumes about the remarkable resilience and ingenuity of these ancient people. Though these hanging coffins have been studied for decades, many still don't fully understand the origins of the practice or its deeper meanings. Theories abound. Some suggest that it was part of a complex ritual to appease ancestral spirits, while others claim it was simply a way to protect the body from predators. Either way, the tradition is a chilling reminder that there's much more to this world than what we see, and the mysteries of the past continue to whisper to us from the mountains. Deep in the heart of Mali, the Dogon people practice ancient rituals that have long baffled outsiders, but none is more intriguing than the demon masks they use during ceremonies. These masks, carved from wood and adorned with intricate symbols, depict beings with large eyes, elongated heads, and sharp angular features. Some believe they represent ancestors, while others suggest they might be physical manifestations of spirits or supernatural forces. What makes these masks so mysterious is not just their haunting appearance, but the extraordinary precision with which they were created, features that don't seem to align with any known Dogon mythology or culture. One of the most startling aspects of the Dogon mask tradition is its connection to astronomy. The Dogon have a detailed understanding of the Sirius star system, particularly Sirius B, a white dwarf star invisible to the naked eye. How did a relatively isolated African tribe possess such advanced knowledge, centuries before modern telescopes confirmed the existence of this star? Some argue that the masks are a reflection of this cosmic knowledge, representing beings from the stars, or even extraterrestrials who visited the Dogon long ago. Whether it's deep spiritual beliefs or a lost connection to the stars, the demon masks remain an open question that continues to fascinate anthropologists and conspiracy theorists alike. In the remote San Pedro Mountains of Wyoming, a discovery was made that would challenge everything we knew about human history. A 7-inch tall mummy, known as Pedro, was found in the 1930s, and its existence has perplexed scientists ever since. This tiny, fully formed body with a complete skeleton and features resembling a small human raises more questions than it answers. The mummified remains were unlike any known human species, leading to wild theories about the origins of this mysterious figure. Pedro's discovery in a region known for its archaeological richness only added fuel to the fire. Some believe the mummy represents a lost race of tiny people who once roamed North America, while others argue that it could be a human child who suffered from a rare medical condition. The most tantalizing theory, though, suggests that Pedro may not be human at all. Could this be proof of an extraterrestrial visit with beings not from this planet? For years the body was studied, analyzed, and even put on display, but despite numerous scientific efforts, no conclusive explanation has been found. What makes Pedro's remains even more baffling is the lack of similar discoveries. No other artifacts or skeletons of beings like him have ever been found in the region. This leads some to wonder if Pedro is truly an anomaly, or if there are more hidden away, waiting to be uncovered. The San Pedro Mountains mummy could hold the key to a deeper understanding of humanity's past, or possibly a clue to otherworldly visitors. Whatever the truth may be, one thing is certain: Pedro's existence continues to intrigue and mystify. Now, let's travel to the heart of ancient Mexico, where the Aztecs created one of the most hauntingly unique artifacts in history: the Moaning Death whistles. These small, skull-shaped ceramic instruments were found in Aztec burial sites, and when blown, they produce an eerie, human-like scream, a sound that is said to resemble the final moments of a person's life. What makes these whistles so disturbing isn't just their chilling sound, but the purpose behind them. Some researchers believe these whistles were used in battle to frighten enemies, while others think they were meant to summon death gods or to guide the deceased into the afterlife. The fact that these death whistles are so realistic in sound raises further questions. Were they simply ceremonial, or did they serve a darker purpose? Some speculate that they were used in ritual sacrifices, believed to enhance the connection between the living and the spiritual realm. Others argue that they were crafted to ward off evil spirits, creating an intense auditory experience to protect the living from the forces of darkness. Whatever their original purpose, the Moaning Death whistles stand as a testament to the Aztecs' obsession with life, death, and the supernatural. While the purpose of these whistles is still debated, one thing is clear: their legacy lingers. The eerie sounds they produce still echo in our minds today, giving us a glimpse into a time when sound was not just heard, but believed to have the power to shape the fate of souls. Tucked away in the vast desert of Nevada, something truly bizarre has been discovered: giant handprints. But these aren't the kind of prints you'd expect to see from an oversized human. No, these handprints are far larger and more mysterious. Scattered across rocky surfaces, these massive impressions stand over 2 feet tall, leading some to believe that they belong to an ancient, long-forgotten race of giants. But giants from what era? The handprints are found near Lovelock Cave, an area steeped in both mystery and local legend. Some Native American tribes speak of a race of red-haired giants who once roamed these lands, only to be hunted down and driven into extinction. Could these prints be their remnants? Some researchers speculate that these prints could belong to early human ancestors with gigantism, while others are not so sure. What if this discovery indicates something more fantastical? Perhaps evidence of a lost civilization, one far older and more advanced than we previously believed? The most compelling part of this discovery isn't just the size of the handprints, but their location. These marks are etched into stone, far from any known ancient settlements or structures, making it even more difficult to pinpoint their true origin. As these handprints remain one of the most puzzling discoveries in Nevada, one thing is for sure: they've left us with more questions than answers. Huska Castle, located in the Czech Republic, is infamous not only for its medieval history, but also for its dark and terrifying reputation. Built directly over a massive bottomless pit, the castle is thought by many to be a gateway to hell. Legends tell of prisoners who were thrown into this pit as part of a bizarre, secretive ritual. But it's not just the castle's history that's spine-chilling. Over the years, numerous investigators and explorers have reported eerie phenomena surrounding the pit and its proximity to the castle. Some claim to have seen ghostly figures lurking near the edges of the pit, with glowing eyes and outstretched arms, seemingly reaching out for escape. It's said that the prisoners thrown into the pit were never seen again, their souls forever trapped in the otherworldly darkness beneath the castle. What makes Huska Castle so chilling isn't just the ghosts that haunt its walls, but the idea that something far worse could be waiting down there, hidden in the dark recesses of the pit. Some paranormal investigators believe the castle was built to contain whatever evil or dark forces were unleashed from the pit. Despite being explored and documented for centuries, Huska Castle continues to draw those seeking answers, though it's clear that some answers might be too terrifying to uncover. Beneath the bustling streets of Paris lies an unsettling secret: the catacombs. Spanning over 200 miles and housing the remains of 6 million people, these eerie tunnels were originally created to address a graveyard crisis in the 18th century, but there's more to these catacombs than just skeletal remains. Deep within the uncharted depths of the catacombs, explorers have uncovered hidden chambers that should never have been disturbed. These chambers have been sealed off for centuries, and what was found within them has caused a stir among those who've seen it. Leaked footage, some claim it's never been meant for public eyes, shows an area never before explored, revealing strange markings on the walls and mysterious alien-like figures etched into the stone. The footage is still under review, but what's been shown so far raises chilling possibilities. Could it be that the catacombs of Paris are not just a burial ground, but a place where something far more extraordinary has been hidden for centuries? Maybe it's not just human bones that lie buried there, but an ancient connection to forces beyond our world. Something that we are just beginning to uncover. For now, we're left with more questions than answers. But the investigation continues, and the catacombs remain an unsettling reminder of how little we truly know about the past. Keep your eyes peeled because this mystery is far from over. Could the catacombs be hiding more than we can even imagine? Only time will tell. In the heart of North Carolina, tucked away in the Smoky Mountains, lies an ancient and mysterious artifact, the Juticula Rock. This large soapstone boulder is covered in dozens of petroglyphs, some of which are so intricate and detailed that they seem to defy the time in which they were made. The carvings depict a variety of symbols, including what looks like a series of giant human handprints, strange geometric shapes, and faces that appear to belong to beings beyond our world. What's most curious, though, is the size of the handprints. Some are far larger than any known human hands, suggesting that the rock may not just be a historical site, but also a piece of something far more unexplainable. Local Cherokee legends speak of a giant named Juticula, said to have been a powerful figure with extraordinary abilities, capable of causing massive destruction with his bare hands. But could this giant actually have been a symbol of something otherworldly, possibly referencing extraterrestrial visitors? Some theorists suggest that the carvings could be the remnants of an ancient race of giants who once walked the earth. Or perhaps they were created by an entirely different, unknown civilization. What makes Juticula Rock even more intriguing is that, despite extensive research, no one has been able to decode its true meaning. These petroglyphs may hold the key to understanding a long-lost culture, or they may be an enigmatic record of visitors from beyond our world. In the desolate altitudes of Bolivia, stretching across the rugged terrain near Mount Sajjama, lies a network of ancient lines etched into the earth. These mysterious markings, known as the Sajjama lines, span over hundreds of miles and remain one of the most baffling archaeological discoveries of the Andean region. Unlike the famous Nazca lines in Peru, these markings are less known, and their exact purpose is shrouded in mystery. What makes them particularly perplexing is their immense scale. These lines are not just simple drawings, but massive geometric patterns that extend far across the landscape, some so large that they are only visible from the sky. Theories abound about the purpose of the Sajjama lines. Some believe they were used for astronomical purposes, a way to track celestial bodies or align with specific star systems. Others suggest that the lines were part of an ancient ritual or a sacred pathway, perhaps used to guide the dead to the afterlife or to mark important pilgrimage routes. But what's truly mind-blowing is that the scale of these lines implies they were created with knowledge of geography and astronomy far beyond what was believed possible for such ancient cultures. The fact that the lines still stand, carved into the rocky surface after thousands of years, only adds to the feeling that they were built by a civilization whose understanding of the earth and the heavens was far more advanced than we give them credit for. Tucked away in the Valley of the Kings, in the shadow of Egypt's most famous pharaohs, a chilling discovery was made: the screaming mummies of Deir el-Bahari. These mummies, discovered in the 1880s, are unlike anything found in typical Egyptian burial sites. Their mouths are open in a scream as though frozen in a moment of fear, their faces contorted in terror. The mummies date back over 3,000 years, and while the exact cause of their dramatic expressions is still debated, many believe they are the remains of those who died under mysterious circumstances, possibly victims of a curse or ancient ritual sacrifice. What makes these mummies so unnerving isn't just their expressions, but the fact that they were found in an unmarked tomb, far from the grand resting places of the pharaohs. Were they criminals, prisoners, or perhaps individuals sacrificed to appease the gods? Some Egyptologists believe these mummies were deliberately positioned with their mouths agape to symbolically represent their souls being released. But there are also those who claim that these mummies were victims of a more sinister ritual, one designed to make sure they were never able to return from the afterlife. Theories about the screaming mummies also suggest that they could be connected to the well-known curse of the pharaohs, a mysterious force said to punish anyone who disturbs the tombs of ancient Egyptian rulers. Could these mummies have been connected to some larger, unexplained event, perhaps the result of a divine curse or ritual gone wrong? Whatever the case may be, these mummies remain a chilling testament to the strange and unsettling practices of ancient Egypt, a reminder that some secrets are better left undisturbed. In the ancient Mayan city of Palenque, deep within the jungles of Mexico, lies the tomb of a figure shrouded in mystery, the Red Queen. Discovered in 1994, this well-preserved sarcophagus contains the remains of a woman who was buried with elaborate artifacts including intricate jewelry, pottery, and items that suggest she was of royal or sacred status. But what makes the Red Queen so intriguing is not just her tomb, but the presence of red cinnabar, a mercury-based pigment coating her body. The Mayans believed cinnabar had magical properties, often associating it with the gods and the afterlife. But why was she so carefully prepared and so carefully adorned? Some speculate that she may have been a high priestess or a ruler of great significance. Others believe she was a sacrifice, her body prepared to ensure her passage into the afterlife. The mystery deepens when you consider the discovery of other similar burials in Palenque, but none quite as prominent as the Red Queen's. Could her burial have been tied to an event of monumental importance, such as a dynastic change or a supernatural occurrence? Some believe the use of cinnabar was not just ritualistic, but part of an ancient belief system that saw the afterlife as an extension of life on Earth, and the Queen was preparing to journey to a divine realm. What we do know for sure is that the Red Queen's tomb is a glimpse into a world where death and the afterlife were inextricably linked, and where the boundaries between the living and the spiritual world were not so clear-cut. The tomb remains one of the most fascinating discoveries in Mayan archaeology, leaving behind a chilling legacy that continues to haunt the modern world. Beneath the streets of Rome lies a macabre secret, the Capuchin Crypt. This eerie burial site is home to the remains of thousands of Capuchin monks, arranged in ways that are both unsettling and strangely beautiful. The bones of the deceased are meticulously arranged into decorations, with entire walls covered in skulls, femurs, and other skeletal remains. In some rooms, bone chandeliers hang from the ceilings, and even the floors are covered with human bones. While the crypt serves as a reminder of the Capuchin order's commitment to death, it also raises chilling questions about the monks' views on mortality and the afterlife. Was this arrangement meant to remind the living of their inevitable fate, or did it have a deeper, more spiritual purpose? Though the Capuchin Crypt is a deeply religious site, its dark and haunting aesthetics have led to widespread speculation about its true meaning. Was it simply a burial ground, or was it a place designed to initiate visitors into the contemplation of death and the fleeting nature of life? Some believe the arrangement of the bones is symbolic, pointing to the idea of resurrection and the promise of eternal life. Others suggest it was a form of penance or a meditation on the idea of death as a path to salvation. Whatever the true purpose of the crypt may be, one thing is certain: the Capuchin Crypt remains one of the most unsettling and thought-provoking places in all of Rome, a place where the line between life and death is blurred, and the living are reminded of their inevitable journey. In the dusty archives of the National Library of Sweden lies a manuscript so bizarre and haunting that it has earned the nickname the Devil's Bible, the Codex Gigas. This enormous tome, believed to have been created in the 13th century, contains a complete version of the Bible alongside magical spells, exorcisms, and other occult texts. But the most striking feature of the Codex Gigas is the full-page illustration of Satan himself, depicted in a demonic form with an unearthly grin sitting in the center of the page. According to legend, the book was created by a monk who made a pact with the devil to complete the work in a single night. Whether this is true or just a story, the eerie atmosphere surrounding the Codex Gigas is undeniable. What makes this book so strange is not just its contents, but the fact that it exists at all. The book is over 3 feet tall, weighing around 75 pounds, and contains 310 pages of text and illustration. How such a massive tome was created by a single monk in such a short time remains a mystery. Some believe the book contains forbidden knowledge, while others argue that it was a work of religious devotion. What's even more chilling is that the Codex Gigas has been associated with various dark events in history. Some believe it holds a curse, while others suggest that its connection to the devil could have made it an object of fear and fascination. Regardless of its origins, the Codex Gigas remains one of the most unsettling books ever created, a reminder of the power of belief and the dark forces that have always been intertwined with human history. In the rolling hills of Wales there exists a mysterious artifact that has long been the subject of both wonder and fear, the bleeding chalice of Nanteos. This wooden cup, believed by some to be a relic of the Holy Grail, has a sinister reputation. It is said to bleed when touched by the living, and its appearance has been linked to strange otherworldly events throughout history. The chalice was once kept in the Nanteos mansion, and it was believed to hold the power to heal or harm anyone who came into contact with it. Some claim that when the chalice is touched, it oozes a dark substance, a phenomenon that has never been fully explained. The chalice's connection to the Grail adds another layer of intrigue. Could it truly be a piece of the legendary artifact said to have been used by Christ during the Last Supper? The chalice's blood-like bleeding may be an attempt to reflect the myth of Christ's sacrifice, but the eerie properties it possesses suggest that something much darker could be at play. Over the years, those who have come into contact with the chalice have reported unusual dreams, unsettling visions, and even physical ailments. Some have even said that the chalice exudes a strange, otherworldly energy. Is the bleeding chalice of Nanteos truly a relic of divine power, or is it a cursed object with a dark history? The mystery surrounding it continues to grow, leaving everyone who comes into its path with more questions than answers. Deep within the Mendip Hills in England lies Goss Cave, a site that holds one of the most unsettling and mind-boggling secrets from prehistoric times. Inside, archaeologists uncovered evidence of cannibalism, not just as an isolated incident, but as part of a broader ritualistic practice. Human bones, some with cut marks and others showing signs of butchering, were found in layers, suggesting that the people who once inhabited these caves may have resorted to consuming their own kind. But what could have led to such a shocking practice? Researchers believe that cannibalism in Goss Cave wasn't simply about survival, but part of a deeper cultural or spiritual ritual. The bones were carefully arranged in specific ways, indicating that the acts may have been symbolic, perhaps to honor the dead or harness spiritual power. What's most chilling is that the cannibalism could have occurred during a time of extreme hardship, such as a brutal winter or famine, but the ritualistic aspect suggests there was something more at play. The site also reveals that these early humans may have had a complex belief system tied to death and the afterlife, and their consumption of human flesh might have been a way to connect with the deceased. That's about it. Which find scared you the most? Write in the comments. For more useful information, watch other videos.